Hi, my name is K.brackett. I'm going to teach you how to create a positive discipline plan in your classroom for early childhood education. So, first of all, you have to look at your children and how old they are and what developmental milestones they've already encountered. So, just so you know, young children, especially young children like 2 years old, aggression is common. They are trying to feel their way. They don't have words to express what they're feeling, and they're having very strong feelings. So they hit, push, and kick, sometimes even bite. And you have to be able to remember that it's just developmentally appropriate for them to do that and try to get them to stop in any means you can. They're not called the terrible twos for nothing. So just remember, like I said, that they are really hard to deal with sometimes at that age. They've learned the word no, and they will tell you no repeatedly because they know that their words have power now, and it makes them feel good. I've put household rules as one of my bullet points because it's important for parents to go along with or for you and your parents to have the same sort of discipline in place, and that way if something that is unwanted is happening in school, if you all band together and try to stop the behavior, it'll stop that much quicker. Sometimes you have to use physical guidance with these young kids. You have to say something like, I'm going to count to 3, and if you don't stop, then I'm going to move you. And you say 1, 2, 3, and if they don't come over to you like you've asked, then you need to pick them up and move them yourself. Sometimes they need that physical guidance instead of just words. Sometimes words don't work. Sometimes the best thing to do is remove the child from the entire situation. That means to have somebody come in and help you watch your class while you go out into the hall and talk to the child or walk with them. Sometimes they just need to be removed from the whole bunch of things that are happening in that classroom because sometimes it's just very overstimulating. And remember that these are young children, and to pick your battles, sometimes wearing one of like a color code or picking some sort of thing, like a color paper. You know, if they want to use pink instead of blue, hey, it's easier to say yes than to say no and to deal with power struggle that follows. And if you can see right here, we've got some extra help on a website. You just go ahead and write that down, and you'll be able to see what else they have to say about positive discipline. You have to remember not to punish these little guys. They're really little, and they're very vulnerable. And sometimes if you can punish a child, you can make them feel really bad about themselves, and you can actually ruin their self-esteem. And that's a life-lasting thing that they will have with them with forever. And sometimes they're so little that they might not even know that it was you that created that kind of problem. But you're going to really create problems with them for the rest of their life. So be careful when you discipline children. And to make sure to use timeout correctly. Don't say, if you don't do that, I'm going to put you in timeout. Go ahead and find a quiet space that they can go to vent their anger and come back to the group and be able to become part of the group again. And if you can see this infant and toddler and caregivers, page 300 is where I found that information. Here's a picture of the book if you'd like to see it. There you go. Other ideas to use instead of punishment. So make sure you get yourself calm first. And the way to do that is to take some deep breaths. Believe it or not, it works. You breathe 3 times and it changes your brain patterns. It's scientifically proven. Just try it and it will work. With rules, you can start out with the rules and then you actually teach them what to do. So one time you could say in your classroom, hey, we're going to learn how to sit today. And you pull out a chair and you have them all sit in it and you show them how to sit correctly with their legs facing forward because they need to know what is expected of them before they can do the right thing. You got to remember to get the children calm before you start. And then again, you can do that breathing technique. And what I say is smell the rose, blow out the candle, and we do it 3 times, and works. You have to give the child some time. If they're mad, they don't want you to say to them, come on back. Hey, want to talk about it? Want to talk about it now? Want to talk about it now? If you're angry, you don't want to hear that. You need to get in the right frame of mind to be able to hear some things. You want to be able to create some greetings and goodbyes, some rituals like greeting ritual and goodbye ritual, so they can make sure that they're on the same page with you and they know what's going to come next. And you should really treat your child classroom as a family. That's one of the most important things you can do, because they'll feel safe, and when they feel safe, then they'll be able to behave better. So we need to keep safe. We need to listen to the teacher. We need to be kind to each other. We need to use walking feet, and we need to use inside voices. These are a very good place to start when you're trying to define some unacceptable behavior and put some acceptable behavior in place. There's a thing called conscious discipline. They talk about the brain state. And if you don't feel safe, if you feel too emotional, you won't be able to get into your executive state, and you won't be able to learn anything. So go ahead and do that deep breathing. And remember that when you start off your classroom schedule, you're going to want to alternate your ups and downs. So you start off excitement, and then you do a quiet activity. You go back to excitement, back to a quiet activity, and that should help you with your classroom. And remember, you can always go to thisconsciousdiscipline.com and find more ideas. I'd like to thank you for listening to me, and I hope you have a good day and good luck with your classroom. Thank you.